Tourists still flock to Moscow's Red Square, but only a few of them are from Western countries. More and more overseas visitors are returning to Russia, and officials here say the average spend has increased as they attract more affluent visitors. After 3.5 years of war, many people from rich Gulf states are exploring Russia. They frequent the restaurants and are seen as a lifeline to many high-end shopping malls.
It's my first time here. It's a safe and beautiful city. I'll recommend it to people back home to visit, and I will definitely come back.
But the almost 500,000 Chinese tourists provide the highest boost to tourism in Russia. The numbers have grown rapidly, and many bring their own tourist guides, prompting some Russian operators to complain about unfair competition. Recent Ukrainian drone strikes in and around Moscow have not deterred them.
Of course, we heard some news in our country that a lot of people are afraid of to come here. But when we come here, and this is our second day to be this country, I think everything is great.
Even Mexico, that is where I am from, you hear about narcs and these kind of situations. So I think you need just to be in the correct places, and that's it.
The language gap is addressed by hiring more English-speaking staff and even language training for tourism police. Moscow's city government believes the number of people will continue to rise.
We have received almost 3 million international tourists, and 30% of them are coming from the Middle East. And of course, we do have some challenges related to payments, for example. But it looks like now that it's not a primary issue. People find the ways how to get around. People come with their cash.
Credit cards do not work because of sanctions on Russia, which were meant to isolate it. The government strategy has been to relax visa rules for tourists from friendly countries. Many international carriers have stopped flights, and that gap has been filled by Chinese and Gulf airlines. Saudi Arabia among the latest to begin direct flights to Russia. For the tens of thousands of people coming to the Russian capital, it is difficult to imagine that there is a war raging just a few hundred kilometers away, which has claimed hundreds of thousands of lives. For them, the description of what they've been seeing in the media for Russia is quite different to the experience they have here.
The world actually right now has a very pessimistic view about Russia, and once they would visit here, they would really realize that the reality is way different than the propaganda being spread out there.
The policy to isolate Russia meant more Russians traveled domestically, and lower flight and room rates compared to European destinations have attracted more international tourists. In 2022, Russia's invasion of Ukraine meant almost everyone stopped coming from overseas. But now both foreign and domestic visitor numbers to Moscow continue to grow. Osama Javaid, Jazeera, Moscow.
Don't miss out. Get the full picture. Subscribe to Al Jazeera for reliable news, expert insight. Like, share, stay ahead.